Okay, thank you very much.
It was a passion project spearheaded by two former Alberta politicians with deep personal ties to Ukraine. Former Premier Ed Stelmach, who is of Ukrainian descent, and former Deputy Premier Thomas Lukaszuk, who came to Canada as a Polish refugee.
I remember waking up with tanks and cannons and armored vehicles in front of our apartment in Gdynia, Poland, compliments of the Soviet Union.
Within weeks of Russia's invasion and with the support of people from across Western Canada, the group collected and shipped more than 300 tons of much-needed aid. The medical supplies, search and rescue equipment, and personal care items filled 2 warehouses before it was sent to the region by both air and sea.
Most of our items end up somewhere in Poland and then delivered in minivans and passenger vehicles to specific locations, to hospitals, medical clinics, to shelters, orphanages.
But the journeys to those towns and cities hardest hit in the eastern part of Ukraine can be perilous. And on Saturday, Lukaszuk was forced to deliver tragic news.
A couple of days ago, we lost a couple of drivers, one Polish, one Ukrainian national. There were 3. One managed, thankfully, to escape. I can't share the exact circumstances, but they were intercepted. 2 were killed.
Paul Hughes knows this risk firsthand. The former Canadian soldier from Calgary has been in Ukraine since March, completing 50 aid delivery missions across the country so far.
Predominantly medical aid and food and shelter-related supplies. Some of these missions are 3-day missions. Like it's the road system here is very challenging.
Despite the danger, Lukaszuk says most of the aid collected in Alberta has been able to get to those in need.
Thanks to the heroism of these drivers, and there's no other way to describe it.
But more than 2 months into fighting, the calls for help are only growing louder. Lukaszuk's team is now focusing on raising money to purchase food and medical aid, while Paul Hughes is prepared to keep making deliveries for up to another year. Heather, Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.